Oh hey Devin, just wanted to go over my new to me Rockwell 43503 pin router shaper combo. Uh, Go over how you use it a little bit, maybe some of the advantages I've seen in the limited time that I've had it, and some of the disadvantages or things that I'm going to have to try to figure out how to overcome so that I can use it uh, as a pin router the way I want to use it. First and foremost, it's compact. It's, if you adjust the router all the way as high as it can go, it's just a little over 5 feet tall. The base is about 11 inches wide. This one has an aftermarket table. It's about 18 inches. By aftermarket I mean custom made. And it's about 28 inches wide. And it's light. One hand. Me and the wife were able to lift it in and out of the truck by ourselves, so no special equipment needed, no special delivery, none of that stuff. So if you find one near you, you should be able to go, you and your buddy or your wife should be able to go get it and move it yourself. So that's very nice for the home hobbyist. Some of the disadvantages is the 43503 is 220. So if you don't have this style plug, if you have 220, you have this style plug, single phase, so that's good. But if you don't have this style plug, you might have to put a new plug in, get an adapter, be like me, have to actually run a new box outlet from my breaker box, but I only got to go about 3 feet, so that won't be too bad. Another disadvantage is the original table for these is actually only about 14-15 inches square. Didn't come with that one, so I'm just going by the pictures in the books. So that's, you're not going to have a whole lot of surface area for balancing and supporting your workpiece. So keep that in mind. Other disadvantage, the table moves up and down with a foot treadle, which is, there's not a whole lot of play in that, so that's going to be a pretty accurate cut time after time for pin routing, but there's only 1.25 inch adjustment, maximum throw. So if you get a 1/4 inch tall pin, I might have my pin made 3/16, maybe even less, just enough to get on that, so that I can still have about an inch of cutting, because once you align your cutter head, you're not going to want to move this vertical shaft or the horizontal, unlock them, because as soon as you do, even though there's a channel cut in these shafts to center the collar, as soon as you unlock them, there's a tiny little bit of play between the pin that holds it in that channel and that channel, which out here at the end, see if I can show you here, a couple millimeters of play. So once you get this set, you're not going to want to mess with it. So I'm going to be pretty limited by what I can do, and with this depth treadle or a depth adjustment, I can't turn this thumb wheel by hand. It's got to be by pliers. I've hit it with penetrating oil. I think it's just meant to be that tight so it doesn't move on its own, but I'm going to have to do something there so it makes it easier for me to adjust. It's just, I don't know, probably have to have something welded on, extended out, and then try to get a hand wheel on there so that I can adjust that on the fly. Another thing to look out for is these things are 40 years old. I mean, this one I'm guessing is built in 84, going by the serial number starting with 84, but finding replacement parts is going to be difficult. There is some stuff available. from actual websites, but eBay, man, they seem to know what they want for the parts for this. I mean, I've seen them trying to sell the router for more than I paid for the whole thing. I've seen them hundreds of dollars for pieces of this thing. I don't know. You can still get some of the parts aftermarket, but yeah, pretty hard. And anything that's plastic on this might be brittle. This crank, the gears inside this crank are plastic. So if you're looking at one used, definitely have them send you pictures of these gears. Make sure that they're not cracked, chipped, broken. You know, that's one thing to look out for. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of things that I'm going to have to do. Another thing, because this is an aftermarket or a custom table, and the owner I bought it from didn't have the pin for this table, I'm going to have to go to a machinist and have a couple pins made to drop in this. So that'll be a little expense for me, and the pins are something that you can get for the original table, but it's not going to work for my application. Another downfall, because of this original table, I can't take this router motor, detach it from the arm, and it's made to attach underneath here, and there's a spindle attachment that would come up. You'd put in the collar, and it'd come up through the table, and you could use that as a shaper. I'm not going to be able to do that with this table as it currently sits. Maybe I could have it customized to do it, but I bought it to be a pin router. I'm not too worried about the shaper part, especially considering it's only 1.5 horsepower. It's not going to be a very good shaper anyways. So yeah, but that's a quick rundown. Things that I like, some things I'm going to have to try to overcome. So the more you know.